Welcome to the class. Dear students, today we are going to discuss the molecular orbital structure of carboxylic acid. On discussing the same, we will try to prove how resonance takes place in carboxylic acids. After proving the phenomena of resonance in carboxylic acid, we will see the effect of substituents in the acidity of carboxylic acid. And then there are certain exceptions to this substituents. We will also look into it. So let us start molecular orbital structure of carboxylic acid. Here in the board I have written a carboxylate ion. This is a carboxylate ion. Fine. X-ray diffraction measurements. X-ray diffraction measurement, it shows that this carbon is sp2 hybridized. It shows that the structure of carboxylate ion is triagonal planar structure. X-ray diffraction measurements show that the structure of carboxylate ion is triagonal planar structure. Planar structure. Okay, so you can see all the atoms in one plane. Okay, there is no atom that goes behind. Such a structure is only possible if this carbon atom is sp2 hybridized. If this carbon atom is sp2 hybridized, otherwise this triagonal planar structure, it won't exist. So only if this carbon is sp2 hybridized, this triagonal planar structure will exist. Now we will come to this later. First let us see the atomic number to understand sp2 hybridization. What is sp2 hybridization? Let us see the atomic number of carbon. Carbon atomic number is 6. Its electronic configuration is this: 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. So if you are drawing it, it would seem like this. At the first glance, it seems that the valence electron of carbon is only 2. That is, the valency of carbon is 2. But it is not the case. Carbon, before entering into a reaction, it becomes excited. And one electron from the ground state, it jumps into the excited state. So when one electron from the ground state, that is the 2s2 orbital, it jumps to excited state, that is 2pz orbital. Now you can see that the valency of carbon is 4. Okay, this is carbon before entering into the reaction, its valencies become 4. Okay, now that is not our point. Our point is one of the s orbital and two of the p orbital, they can mix and merge with each other. They mix and they merge with each other to produce 3 new orbitals. So these 3 new orbitals, because each orbital is made up of 1s and 2p orbital, each new orbital is called as a sp2 hybrid orbital. Now how many sp2 hybrid orbitals are there? Equal to the numbers that mixed and merged with each other. So there are 3 sp2 hybrid orbitals. There are 3 sp2 hybrid orbitals. I hope it is clear. What is atomic number? 6. Electronic configuration. Look at this, I have drawn. What comes when excited state? Yes. Now the valence electron is 4. Now 1s and 2p mix and merge with each other and they produce 3 new hybrid orbitals. Okay, hybrid because all have mixed with each other and they have produced 3 new hybrid orbitals. These 3 new hybrid orbitals are called as the sp2 hybrid orbitals. Now what happens to these 3 new hybrid orbitals? What happens to sp2 hybrid orbitals? That is the question. But before answering that question, there is one orbital that has not taken part in the reaction. This is the unhybridized p orbital. So I will draw that unhybridized p orbital here because it has not taken part in any hybridization process. So this is the unhybridized p orbital and I am going to draw like this, indicating that electron is in motion. Okay, so this is complete motion, that is a cloud-like appearance. Okay, now let us see the case of oxygen. What is the atomic number of oxygen? 8. What is the electronic configuration? 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. Can I draw it? I have drawn it already. So what is the valency of oxygen? 2. What happens to this 2 electron? That is another question. What happens to this 2 electron? I will answer this question right now only. One of this orbital overlaps with sp2 hybrid orbital of carbon. One of this orbital of one oxygen, one of this orbital of first oxygen overlap with sp2 hybrid orbital of this carbon. Fine. For another oxygen, there are two oxygens, right? For the other oxygen, this orbital, that is the py orbital, it overlaps with the second sp2 hybrid orbital. The second sp2 hybrid orbital. So what happens to the third sp2 hybrid orbital? Here, see, one of the third sp2 hybrid orbital overlaps with sp3 hybrid orbital of alkyl group. The third sp2 hybrid orbital overlaps with what hybridization is there in this sp3. It overlaps with the sp3 hybrid orbital of the alkyl group. So all these three orbitals are occupied. Correct? I have given accountability for all these three hybrid orbitals. Am I right? Two of these hybrid orbital overlap with the p orbital, py orbital of two oxygens. I have said that. The third orbital, the third sp2 orbital overlap with the sp3 orbital of the alkyl group. So three of them I have given accountability. Now there is a fourth unhybridized p orbital, as I already said, and there is also pz orbital which has not taken part in any overlap, right? For two oxygens, for both the oxygen. So I am going to draw the p orbital which has not taken part in any kind of overlapping. So these are the two orbitals. Now let me represent it like this to indicate that electron is in motion. Fine? Is it okay? So we have got three sigma orbitals here, sigma bonds here, correct? Because a head-on overlap has taken place in all the cases. Okay, forget about the orbitals. The head-on overlap has taken place. So sigma bond is there. Now, shall I ask you a question? Is carbon octet configuration complete? No. It has a fourth valence electron here. Right? Another question. Is oxygen's octet configuration complete? No. There is one valence electron remaining in both oxygen. What it should do? What is the alternative way? The only way that is possible is go for a sideways overlap. Okay. So, but that can happen only between two atoms. Okay. So either it has to choose the first oxygen atom or it has to choose the second oxygen atom. Now suppose it chooses the first oxygen atom at the first instant. So when it chooses the first oxygen atom, one electron will be shared with one electron of oxygen. Correct? One electron of carbon will share one electron of oxygen. So here and here, this carbon and this oxygen, both of them, they will have their octet configuration complete. So both of them will become stable. Correct? But what about this oxygen? Is it stable? No, it's not stable. It has an electron. Correct? So it is not stable. So what this oxygen does, because it is unstable, it tries to attract the pi cloud towards itself to take one more electron. So it tries to attract the pi cloud towards itself. But in this process, the pi cloud breaks. In that process, the pi cloud breaks into component orbitals. Now this carbon, it satisfies this oxygen's demand. Fine. Now this carbon, what it will do? It will go for overlap with the p orbital of this oxygen. With the p orbital of this oxygen. In that case, this carbon and this oxygen's octet configuration will be complete and they will be stable. But now when they are stable, what would happen? An electron will be here in this orbital. Correct? It doesn't find any partner. So its octet configuration is not complete. So what it will do? It will repeat the same procedure. It will attract the pi cloud towards itself. In that process, the pi cloud will break into component orbitals, and now the carbon's unhybridized p orbital, it will overlap with the p orbital of the first oxygen atom. With the p orbital of the first oxygen atom. Now that will become stable, this will become unstable. So this happens turn by turn. This process occurs turn by turn. And what is the net result? The net result is this Sometimes this bond is formed, sometimes this bond is formed. Sometimes this bond is formed, sometimes this double bond is formed. Sometimes there is double bond here, sometimes there is double bond here. And all the time, it's all the time that the negative charge is delocalized between the two oxygen atoms. That's all the time. The pi electrons are delocalized between the two oxygen atoms. Sometimes the pi cloud is here, sometimes the pi cloud is here. With the result, the electrons are getting delocalized among the two oxygen atoms. Dear students, this is the reason for resonance. I have given you the reason for resonance by using the molecular orbital picture of carboxylic acid. Now, let us discuss the effect of substituents on the acidity of carboxylic acid. On the acidity of carboxylic acid, give me some time to rub the board. Let me rub the heading also. Now this heading is not valid. Okay. Effect of substituents in acidity of carboxylic acid. Let me remind you that carboxylic acid is acidic in nature. So it is a arrhenius acid, that is when it is dissolved in water, its conjugate base carboxylate ion is no doubt formed, but more importantly H plus is released into the water, leading to formation of hydronium ion. What happens? When it is dissolved in water, H plus ion is released into the water. So that makes it an arrhenius acid. Of course, the carboxylate salt is also formed. This is nothing but the conjugate base of carboxylic acid. It is also formed, no doubt. But the thing is, H plus is released in water and therefore it is arrhenius acid. Now, the carboxylate, let me rub the H plus here. Is this the correct structure for the carboxylate salt? No. Does it represent two structure? No. Why? Because sometime this is right and this will go here. I have explained this. So it is a combination of both these structures. So the correct structure is actually a resonance hybrid structure. This is the correct structure, right? Resonance hybrid structure. Sometimes double bond is formed here, sometimes double bond is formed there, and the pi electrons are always delocalized between the two electronegative oxygen atom. Now this represents the true structure of carboxylate ion, right? Now R is substituent. R is substituent. Shall I write S? I am writing S. Okay, S. Here also I am writing S. Okay. Right. Now if S is electron donating group, what would happen? Let me tell you. Look at this negative charge. Okay. There are two reasons. There is a prime reason for carboxylic acid to be acidic. Carboxylic acid, there is a big reason for carboxylic acid to be acidic. Do you know that reason? The reason is the carboxylic salt, this one, it is stable. Why it is stable? Because delocalization of electron takes place in carboxylate salt. That is why it is stable. The carboxylic salt shows resonance. Effective delocalization is there. Okay. If you want to know what is effective delocalization and why carboxylic salt is more stable, very stable, please refer to my earlier video, the part 1 of this video, where I have discussed acidity of carboxylic acid. The video is titled Acidity of Carboxylic Acid. Please refer to that video. You will come to know it in a much better way. Now, here I want to say to you that carboxylic acid is acidic only because carboxylate salt is stable. And why carboxylate salt is stable? Because there is delocalization of electron, there is resonance. So what I want to say to you, that anything that makes the carboxylic salt stable, that would increase the acidity of carboxylic acid. anything that would make it stable, anything that would make it stable. If S is making it stable, then reaction will proceed in forward direction, and H plus will be released more. That would be very acidic, right? So suppose there is an electron donating group. S is electron donating group. What would happen? It would donate electron. The negative charge here, magnitude of that negative charge will increase. That would make the carboxylic salt very unstable. That would make the carboxylic salt very reactive. That would make the carboxylic salt very unstable. So the reaction won't proceed in the forward direction. Okay, if it does not proceed in the forward direction, acidity will not be there, correct? Because here H plus is released. So reaction does not proceed in the forward direction. That would mean that carboxylic acid, that carboxylic acid will not be so acidic, correct? Now let us assume that S is electron withdrawing group. If S is electron withdrawing group, what would happen? The negative charge here, the magnitude of negative charge will decrease. That would make the carboxylic salt very stable, correct? And the reaction will be proceeded on the forward direction, and that would result in more formation of H plus. That would make it more acidic. So in the presence, the electron donating groups, it makes carboxylic salt less stable, and it makes the corresponding carboxylic acid less acidic. If electron withdrawing group is present, what would happen? If electron withdrawing group is there, it would make the negative charge here very less. That would make the carboxylic salt very stable, and that would make the reaction to proceed towards the forward direction. That would result in more H plus ion formation. That would mean that acid is more acidic in nature. That would mean that the acid is more acidic in nature. That is why the order of acidity is like this. Look at the order of acidity. This is the highest acidic because this is the strongest withdrawing group. So this is the most acidic, followed by this trichloroacetic acid, followed by dichloroacetic acid, followed by monochloroacetic acid, followed by nitroacetic acid, followed by cyanoacetic acid. Cyanoacetic acid. Why this is the most acidic? Because this is the strongest electron withdrawing group. When strongest electron withdrawing group is present, what would happen? The negative charge will be decreased very much, will be decreased to a great extent. That would mean that the carboxylate salt will be very, very stable. That would mean that the reaction will proceed towards the forward direction. That would mean that more H plus will be released into the system. So that is why this is the most acidic, followed by trichloroacetic acid, followed by dichloroacetic acid, that would be followed by monochloroacetic acid, that will be followed by nitroacetic acid and cyanoacetic acid. So like that, according to the order of electronegativity or according to the order of electron withdrawing nature of the substituent, acidity will differ. Dear students, we have discussed that electron donating group. Okay, so that is clear. Let us now discuss electron donating group. We have said that electron donating group, if it is present here, what would happen? It would donate the electron, that would increase the negative charge, that would make the carboxylic salt very unstable. That means that reaction would not proceed towards the forward direction. That only means that dissociation of H plus won't take place. That means that the acidity is will decrease. But there are exceptions for electron donating group. Number one exception is vinyl group. Vinyl group. This is the first exception. See, vinyl group is electron donating. I will show you how. This is the first carboxylate salt. If vinyl group is present, is directly, this is the vinyl group. Okay, it is electron donating. Okay, this is the first structure. The second structure is like this. The second structure. Here, this is CH double bond CH2. Fine. This is the second structure. Now there is a third structure also. Am I right? When it comes here, this would jump here. This is the third structure. If vinyl is there, look at the third resonating structure of the carboxylate salt. So till now, pardon, till now there were only two structures of carboxylate salt. Now there are three resonating structure. Now there are three resonating structure of carboxylate salt when it is possible, when vinyl group is attached. So when vinyl group is linked to carboxylic acid group, three resonating structures are possible in place of two. So that would make the carboxylate salt very stable. Okay, that would make the carboxylate salt very stable. That would mean that this would be very acidic in nature. Okay, that would mean that this is very acidic in nature. Now look at this, there are actually two effects that are taking place. This is very contradictory. Why? Because there are two effects that take place. One is the plus I effect. Okay, the plus I effect, that is the electron donating effect. Plus I effect would mean that carboxylate salt should become unstable, because that would increase the negative charge here. Correct? The negative charge in the carboxylate salt. So there is plus I effect. Okay. And there is resonating effect. Okay, or mesomeric effect. Look at the resonating effect. Here there is a resonating effect also. Okay. And that has led to three resonating structure. So the inductive effect is on the right direction, from left to right direction, and the resonating effect is also from left to right direction. Both are acting on the same direction, right? The inductive effect should decrease the stability of carboxylate salt. The resonating effect increases the stability of the carboxylate salt. Both are in competition. Inductive effect is trying to decrease the stability of the carboxylate salt by increasing the negative charge here, and resonating effect is trying to increase the stability of the carboxylate salt. So in this battle, the resonating effect predominates. In this battle, the resonating effect predominates. The effect of resonance is much higher. Okay, so resonance plays a much better, bigger role in stability of the carboxylate salt. Okay, so resonance here wins, and therefore when vinyl group is present, the acidity is increasing. Acidity is increasing. Another example of an exception among electron donating group is the phenyl group. Look at the phenyl group. If it is attached, this is the phenyl group. See, what would be the case if it is attached? First resonating structure will be of the carboxylate salt, no doubt. So this is the first resonating structure. Correct? I'll draw it like this. What will be the second resonating structure? That would be owing to phenyl ring. So this double bond can come here and we get like this. We can get like this, right? And this can become positive sign. Am I right? Now this can come here, right? Now what is the other resonating structure? This pair of electron, it can come here. So that would mean positive sign is here. Correct? So totally here also owing to phenyl ring there are 3 resonating structures, right? This is positive. So here we are seeing that when phenyl group is attached, resonating structures are increasing. Okay, resonating structures are increasing. See, phenyl group is electron donating. Has it not donated electron? Yes, it has donated electron. Okay, that would increase the negative sign here. That would increase the negative charge here. That would make the carboxylate ion unstable. That would make the carboxylate ion unstable. So the inductive effect, plus I effect of the phenyl group makes the carboxylate ion unstable. But because of the plus I effect, there is another effect that is taking place, that is resonating effect. Okay, the resonating effect, because of the resonating effect, there are number of resonating structures for the phenyl carboxylic acid. Correct? So here what is happening? Inductive effect is increasing the negative charge, while resonating effect is increasing the number of resonating structures. Okay, so in this battle, resonating effect again wins. Okay, because resonance plays a major role in stability of the carboxylate ion. So I agree that inductive effect is making it unstable, but on the other hand, resonating effect is making the ion very stable, the carboxylate ion very stable. So therefore benzoic acid is acidic in nature. Dear students, I hope you have understood and liked the class. If you have done so, please do not forget to subscribe the channel. Do like it and share it with your friends. Thank you very much.